stage, we won't have time to delay. The blood demon ancestor asked the emotional army Demon Lord, are you confident in dealing with Ji Xianxin? She rested her chin on her hand. I am, but they want me to remain neutral. After all, a strike from someone at the 8th level of the Great Ascension would destroy the heavens and earth. Whether the righteous path has left a way out is still unclear. I can't act freely before they do. He frowned. We can't keep waiting. Ji Xianxin is too strong. We must kill him before he grows, or the righteous path's momentum will become too strong. The demoness crossed her arms and said loudly, why doesn't the ancestor act? Apart from her, you're the strongest among us. The Lacan nodded. Yes, ancestor, it's better to take action and deal with that kid quickly. The blood demon ancestor trembled with anger. You all just wait here, leaving the dirty and tiring work to me. The emotional army demon lord then said, in the grand scheme of things, Ji Xianxin won't be able to stir up any waves in the short term. Let's put him aside for now. But what about the 2 golden crows appearing in the mortal world? What do you think this signifies? The others fell silent in unison. The demoness asked, the demons in the mortal world can't gain the attention of the heavenly Tao. Do you think the heavenly Tao is about to intervene? The blood demon ancestor looked at the emotional army demon lord. How about you go to the underworld again and ask the demon clan about this matter? If the heavenly Tao is really going to act, it will be easier for us to escape. She stood up. No problem. The emotional army pointed ahead, and immediately several beams of light spun, forming a black hole. She asked the blood demon ancestor, but I'll be gone for decades. Can you stabilize the situation? The demoness shrugged. Of course, demon lord, you can go with peace of mind. The emotional army jumped into the black hole. I just hope so. The light spots instantly disappeared in front of the 3 people. The blood demon ancestor asked, how is the collection for the grand ritual going? The demoness replied, it's almost done. He nodded. That's good. Whether the demon path can unify the world depends on this grand ritual. 11 years later, the system reminded in the notification bar, it has been detected that you are now years old and have entered a new phase. You have 2 choices. 1. Leave the seclusion immediately. 2. Slay demons and gain fame across the world, and you will receive a spiritual treasure. 2. Continue your cultivation, stay away from the mortal world, and attempt to break through to the Great Ascension stage. And you will receive a spiritual treasure and a bottle of random pills. Hanju coldly said, as usual. The system sent another notification. You chose to continue your cultivation and attempt to break through to the Great Ascension stage. You will receive a spiritual treasure and a bottle of random pills. The system also provided details about the items. The giant spirit egg protector spiritual treasure, 5th grade Tai, can absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth to improve stamina in battle. The system reported again, congratulations, you have received a bottle of Great Ascension Soul Elixir. The information panel says, the Great Ascension Soul Elixir is a pill used by Great Ascension cultivators to strengthen their souls. Hanju, currently at the 9th stage of the Great Tribulation, his eyes shining, took the items. Another Tai spiritual treasure. Nice, nice. He put down the cake, which was smoking, and turned to look at the notification bar. I haven't checked my friend list in a long time. The notification bar displayed a long text. Your friend Huang Jihao encountered a demonic cultivator. Attack X6782, your divine pet, the Chaos Celestial Dog, was attacked by a demonic cultivator, severely wounded but saved by a powerful being. Your disciple Su Qi has fallen into the demon path, and their power is uncontrollable, causing disaster within 1,000 miles. Your grandson Feng Liang encountered a demonic cultivator. Attack X12004. Your friend Ji Tianxin encountered a demonic cultivator. Attack X11982. Your soulmate Xian Qingjun has left the mortal realm. Your friend Mark Zhu has entered an ancient forbidden land, his fate unknown, his fortune reversed, and the demonic cultivators have greatly enhanced his soul. Your friend Jiu Dingjinren encountered a demonic cultivator. Attack X9877. After reading this, Hanju immediately panicked. Suchi has fallen into the demon path. He brought the notification bar closer, and the Chaos Celestial Dog. These two are really unfortunate. The demon path is truly powerful, clearly. The number of people supporting and joining the demon path is still far less than 1/3 of the righteous path. But the battle between the righteous and demonic paths has lasted for nearly 100 years. The righteous path can still sustain itself, but where does the demon path get its reinforcements? Hanju frowned. Something feels off. It's good that I didn't get involved, or I'd have been stuck in this damned war, forced to stop cultivating. He looked up at the three suns in the sky. The continuous conflict between the righteous and demonic paths is one thing. But are these two things in this world really so stubborn? The cultivation world is getting more and more chaotic. He turned back and looked at the 9th stage of Yuaning at the east sky. The 9th stage of Yuaning at Zunchang'an. The 9th stage of Yuaning at Wudao Sword. Only the black-eyed rooster, in the sleeping void realm's 7th stage, Hanju sighed. If they have the energy to fight, they might as well be diligent in cultivation like my little disciple. Hanju turned back to the notification bar, opened Feng Liang's information. Feng Liang, 9th stage of Yuan. Ing. Looking at the notification bar in front of him, he couldn't help but think, wait a minute, Feng Liang is also one step away from reaching the divine transformation stage. Amazing, no wonder he's the son of heaven and earth, almost catching up with little Suchi. Suchi is already at the 6th stage of divine transformation, and is now the strongest disciple in the sect. Next, it will be Feng Liang. The master is paying attention to you. In a cave, Feng Liang curled up in a fetal posture, surrounded by a circle of golden light. The golden sphere emitted countless energies. Suddenly, Feng Liang shouted loudly. A powerful energy erupted immediately, soaring into the sky, releasing a shockwave that blew everything around him away. Suddenly, a hand was raised. Feng Liang looked at his hand, where a golden lotus was floating in the air. At that moment, Hanju's notification bar also changed, and Feng Liang's information was updated to the 1st stage of divine transformation. Hanju was surprised. I just mentioned it, and the child has broken through. Suddenly, Hanju sensed something, and turned around. A dazzling golden light shone from the sky, and small golden leaves gently floated down. Seeing the scene before him, Hanju was astonished. This is the fortune golden lotus. The golden leaves flew in the air, illuminating all directions. The face of the Son of Heaven and Earth is indeed great. The residents of the city were all surprised when they saw this scene. Containing a rather powerful killing aura, it is beneficial for cultivation, especially during the critical moments of breakthrough. At this moment, Zun Chang'an and Tiandong also opened their eyes in surprise, and their bodies began to change. The two immediately generated 2 beams of light, soaring into the sky, achieving the divine transformation. Hanju smiled and said, "These kids are really lucky. Feng Liang is leading them up to the next stage." The sky suddenly turned gloomy, with dark clouds gathering. Hanju thought, but if they directly cross the tribulation here, they should succeed in cultivating the immortal mountain and achieve a smooth breakthrough. He stroked his chin and thought, also, no one can be nearby during the tribulation. Firstly, it will not affect others, but it will also increase the power of the tribulation. And the power depends on their cultivation level. This double pressure exceeds everyone's limits. In this situation, the chances of successfully crossing the tribulation and surviving are almost zero. They must be quickly separated and moved to the east and west directions, and the tribulation must be completed before it fully forms. Let's proceed this way. At this moment, a leaf suddenly floated in front of Hanju, catching his attention. The leaf then gently touched his shoulder, as if merging into Hanju's body. In an instant, a surge of energy erupted. Hanju was shocked and said, "The spiritual power is overwhelming. Did I suddenly break through because of that kid, Feng Liang? I originally planned to stabilize for a while before attempting the Great Ascension." This energy was so powerful that Hanju couldn't control it. This is bad. I haven't even left thee. If it continues like this, Yuling's sacred sect will probably be forced into a meditative state, and the tribulation at the Great Ascension level will surely level the entire sect. Hanju stood there, his eyes wide open, as if struck by lightning. Suddenly, he found himself in an empty void. Hanju curiously asked, "Where is this?" At this moment, the system sent a reminder notification explaining, "This is the tribulation space. Due to the destructive power of the Great Ascension tribulation, a separate space has been set up for those attempting to break through to the Great Ascension to complete their tribulation." Hanju was surprised. Such treatment for the Great Ascension stage? He looked at the system and thought, it makes sense, though. When I was breaking through the tribulation stage earlier, the tribulation was so terrifying that even grass didn't grow in the area. It seems there's no place that can accommodate a Great Ascension tribulation. Well, it's a bit sudden, but as long as it doesn't affect Yuling sacred sect, it's fine. I'm just a little worried about my disciples. Tiandong and Zun Chang'an should be aware of the tribulation rules and must have already risen and headed toward the 10,000 demon realm. Hanju smiled and said, "Now I can safely attempt the Great Ascension." The system sent another reminder, "If there are others outside who are ready to undergo the tribulation, they will also be brought into the tribulation space." As soon as the system finished speaking, Hanju saw Tiandong and Zun Chang'an standing before him. The three of them were immediately shocked. Hanju exclaimed, "You're organizing the tribulation?" Hanju shouted loudly, scaring both of them to shrink back, "How did you get in?" Zun Chang'an stammered, "I don't know, we just entered a meditative state and suddenly we were here." Tiandong also said, "I didn't realize, Master, are you also undergoing the tribulation?" Hanju nodded. Both of them were shocked. "Does that mean Master has reached the Great Ascension?" Hanju said, "Let's figure out how to leave here first." As soon as he finished speaking, the three of them felt a tremor. Tiandong, sweating profusely, said, "Oh no, the tribulation is coming, we can't leave now." Zun Chang'an trembled and said, "Two people at the divine transformation stage are already enough for the tribulation, and now with Master's power added." Hanju observed for a moment and said, "It seems the threat isn't that great, it's not as serious as we imagined." Dark clouds rolled in the sky, with lightning flashing. However, it suddenly flashed and then disappeared. Tiandong exclaimed, "The tribulation has been dispelled?" Zun Chang'an asked in confusion, "Does that mean it's over?" Hanju, however, whispered, "A bad omen." Sure enough, the clouds in the sky transformed into a completely different scene, with a massive structure, resembling a mountain, standing before them. Tiandong fearfully said, "Is this Master's tribulation?" Hanju nodded, "Yes, it's definitely been suppressed by it." Zun Chang'an looked up and asked, "No, could it be that we have to endure this together?" A huge lightning bolt struck them like a pillar of heaven, and the three of them were terrified, their faces filled with panic. Then, with sweat on his face, Anran said, "Did I see it wrong just now? The diameter of this lightning seems to be over 1,000 meters." Tiandong despaired, "Do we just take it head-on?" The next moment, screams immediately echoed through the space, "Damn, get out of the way, it hurts so much. Why is there a shield, how do we run, what's going on, is there really no way to survive this Great Ascension tribulation?" Hanju said to the two disciples who were disfigured by the strike, "Crossing the tribulation requires enduring, so you can't avoid it. The space is large, but the actual range is like a mat. If it were a normal time, or if you were in the foundation establishment stage, I could block the tribulation to let you retreat safely, but now even if immortals came, they wouldn't be able to do anything." Tiandong cried out, "Master." Hanju thought anxiously, there are only two ways to escape the tribulation space, either to endure until the end or to die. With the current intensity, I can hold up against 7 or 8 waves of attacks with my Tai defense. But the tribulation must be fought for 3 months. Though I can withstand it all, my disciples," Tiandong said, I remember there was a book that described a method for crossing the tribulation. It felt very reliable because only the ones who survived could write books. Zun Chang'an exclaimed, there are other experts, quickly tell us what method it is. Tiandong slowly said, first, do this, then finally do this. He sat down, holding his head, it guarantees everyone's safe passage. Hanju angrily pointed at Tiandong's face, enduring the tribulation by holding your head and crouching down, doesn't this just mean dying with dignity? Honestly, was that book written by a bunch of cultivation enthusiasts? Tiandong insisted, the book is untitled, but the author is a hidden master in the cultivation world, very famous. I think the book is quite good. It not only covers daily precautions but also teaches knife cultivation techniques. And the single-use flying sword is also nice. Hanju was speechless. What kind of nonsense is this? Yang Tian sect added, all the major sects put railings on flying swords to prevent fear of heights. It indeed came from this book. And it's quite practical. The single-use flying sword might just take us out of this space, but the materials are long gone. Kaigu really took care of this book. I'm not promoting it. Hanju shouted, let's survive first. After a long time, Tiandong softly asked, how long has it been? Zun Chang'an answered, about 1 or 2 months. Then a long period of silence followed. Tiandong stood in the tribulation and said, I wonder if the tribulation will be quicker. Why has it not struck us yet? The lightning is so big, but the accuracy is still off. It's almost like a sword hanging over our heads. Zun Chang'an said, maybe the tribulation hasn't found us yet? Hanju nodded, it must be intentional, it's brewing a big wave. Tiandong and Zun Chang'an sighed, and Hanju explained, that's how the tribulation works, after having some fun, it strikes again. Tiandong asked, Master, aren't you panicking? Hanju crouched down, holding his head helplessly, and answered, what's the use of panicking? Though we have no solution, the anonymous senior who survived and wrote the book must have his reasons. Tiandong whispered, yes. At this moment, Tiandi Grass appeared behind the three of them and asked, what is your master doing? Hanju, holding his head with a troubled face, said, he's crossing the tribulation, don't disturb us. The little girl nodded, I see, then I'll go fishing by myself. This sentence startled Hanju, Tiandong, and Zun Chang'an. They looked up and scanned their surroundings. Where is the tribulation? Where did the space go? How did it suddenly disappear? Hanju said, Chang'an, you leveled up, did the tribulation end? Zun Chang'an and Tiandong cried and hugged each other. Hanju looked up at the sky. 3 suns are indeed from the real world. But why has the big wave of the tribulation not come yet and ended? At this moment, Tiandi Grass took out a purple ball and said to Hanju, I found this while doing housework last time, probably something Master forgot long ago. The little girl mischievously blinked, I didn't understand anything before, but now I'll give it a try. But really? Don't say I'm using it for cultivation, it feels like the speed has slightly increased, Master must really need this. After saying this, Tiandi Grass happily hugged her fishing tools and left, leaving the stone behind. Hanju looked at the stone in front of him, comprehension stone. He seemed to realize something, his expression tense. This stone appeared just as the tribulation was lifted. Could it be used for comprehension? Does this stone help avoid tribulation? From a jumble of thoughts, Hanju suddenly had an epiphany. I remember now. This stone can help immortals remain in the mortal realm without being restricted by heavenly rules, and now it can avoid the tribulation. Does it not have the ability to conceal the heavenly path? Wait, calm down. Hanju calmed himself and slowly thought, the Great Ascension stage is the highest cultivation level that the mortal realm can endure. After reaching the 9th level of the Great Ascension, one is forced to ascend. This is why records about the 9th level of the Great Ascension are rare. If I have this thing, could I avoid the forced ascension by the heavenly path? Hanju showed a smug expression as he picked up the comprehension stone. Can I remain in the mortal realm forever? At the same time, Hanju successfully advanced to the Great Ascension stage. The system sent a notification. Congratulations on breaking through to the Great Ascension stage. You have two choices. 1.